What's up, my horror fans? I know it has been a minute since I have uploaded, but I'm still here, and I'm glad you are too. So, actually, I got this really cool package delivered today. I got some recent pickups that I've done since a while. I mean, I've gotten a few other things, but I wanted to kind of go over a couple of pickups that I got. But in the box, what do we have in the box? All right, let's go ahead and open it up because I recently picked up another movie, and I think you would be really interested in seeing. So, all right, and what else did we get? So, big box in here. We'll talk about this in the very end of this. But anyway, wow. they hopefully didn't crush my movie too bad. But I got the last voyage of the Demeter, which was I saw this when it came out. I'm a sucker for these type of movies, and a horror type movie on a creepy old ship. Really cool. It's pretty much like a Dracula story. So if you haven't seen it, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. So it very, it was kind of like what you would expect, blood-soaked kind of a Dracula tale. But I did like the creepy, ship in that kind of whole aspect of it because it, whether they're kind of trapped on this boat and there's nowhere to go. It's not like So I liked it. I mean, it has that. It's the same kind of feeling of like the Jaws. The everybody kept. The crazy thing is, the monsters out there is trying to get them, and there's nowhere to go. It's just they got this boat. They're out in the middle of the ocean. So I liked it. So I ended up getting it fairly cheap on Amazon. Obviously, that's where we got it. So let's see. They got okay. We got the Blu-ray copy and the DVD. So and also the digital coupon there, so you can watch it. So anyway, yeah. So there we go. Last voyage of the Demeter. I ended up picking that one up. Some new stuff that's coming out that I'm really excited for. For this coming Halloween, as we know, the countdown to Halloween. I love Halloween. They're redoing a 4K edition of the Night of the Living Dead remake, the 1990 version. Which a lot of times when you talk about remakes or things like that, they're really not that good. But I do like the 1990 remake. I really do. I think Tom Savini did a great job at it, and I hear it's going to be uncut for the very first time. So I'm kind of really curious to see all that footage that they did remove, because I did hear that the stories were that movie got hacked to pieces. There was a lot of extra gory stuff in it that didn't get done. So I guess they were kind of like torn, because in the end they were kind of like, well, maybe it was bittersweet, because they were like, oh well, the first one didn't really have a whole lot of gore and stuff in it. But you know what? I mean, come on, it was the '90s already. You had Tom Savini's name out there, George Romero's name out there, and you expect a gore fest. Speaking of all that, I actually picked up a Criterion version of the original Night of the Living Dead, the black and white one. So really cool. If you know Criterion, they do really good bang-up jobs of releases of stuff. So there it is. Got some really cool artwork that I thought was pretty neat. You got a poster. Comes with a poster. I actually did not open this. We're going to be careful and not tear it. Looks like there's a lot of really cool liner inside notes and stuff like that. There's no way I could freeze frame that to show it to you. But there's the cover art. I do recall the cover art in one of the VHS releases back in the day. One thing I do really wish that these companies would do, obviously you got two versions of this. Let's see. We have probably a Blu-ray and a DVD is what I'm guessing. I only watched one of them. That is the Blu-ray, and this looks like the DVD version, or extras, maybe extra stuff that they did put in it. Let's see. The second disc is, there's a bunch of special editions and stuff, different things on there, some featurettes, so that's pretty cool. But one thing I really wish these companies would do when they do things like this is I do appreciate the added artwork that they do, but I wish they would do kind of throwback to some of the really go back and try to find some of the oldest VHS cover arts that they would have done back in the day, because that is like what people like me remember. All of us that were going through scouring through all the video rental stores and finding the VHS tapes and renting them. It's kind of what we remember. So I wish they would do that a lot more. Some companies do it, and some companies are not. Kind of going on the newer kind of a taste here. Speak No Evil with James McAvoy. I wanted to see this when it came to the theater, and I'm telling you, this is a creepy movie. This is a good one. It was so good that I'm glad I bought it. I kept it. This is one to add to the collection. Really kind of an interesting story. Original yet not. I mean, I'm sure the story's been somewhat done before, but I don't want to really spoil it for anybody because it is actually pretty decent when you start to watch it. They do a good job at it. It's a little bit on that side of like, I don't know. I don't want to get all like, into that realm, but it's got a little bit of that hidden agenda kind of stuff in it, just a little bit, but not bad enough to where I didn't want to own it and to watch it over and over again. So it's good. Last up on the list, they re-released Sleepaway Camp 2. As we know, Part 1 has always been available through Scream Factory. And then they did have Part 2 out, but it just went out of print and went stupid, ridiculous, pricey on eBay and all those other auctions. But this company went back through, re-released it. For the most part, it's the original cover art. I do recall that when I was shopping through. So who is this company? I guess it's just MGM, but it says Sandpiper Pictures. I guess went ahead and redid this. Kind of a somewhat of a generic cover art, but not bad. There's no reversible slip. That's what the disc looks like. Glad it got re-released. I actually had to wait for this to come back around because it kept getting sold out, and then you gotta kind of wait for it to get replenished and then snag up your copy. It's not something I would pay a whole lot for because honestly, the movie is just a campy, sleepy, pun intended, of a movie. So there it is there. So anyway, also what's in the big box, right? I actually saw this because I use a lot of this stuff for my projects that you guys probably know about, maybe, if you've been following me around. I only really kind of talk about some of this stuff on this channel because it's not really main channel stuff. But anyway, I bought this because the deal was so good. And of course, I opened it upside down, right? Okay. Oh, all the popsicle sticks are coming out. This is the casting material. Yes, and it's quite a lot of it for $30-something. You guys know I use this stuff for making my grips and things like that. So looks like, wow, what is all this? Oh, aprons. But yeah, you get a whole 36 ounces of this stuff. That's quite a lot. And you got these handy dandy little pump things to help get the stuff in there. Spreading material. What is this stuff actually usually used for is a lot of the times this stuff is used for laminating countertops, if you can believe that. Yeah, that's what this stuff is normally used for. It comes in mixing cups. Very important. Very good to have mixing cups. These spreaders are going to come in handy for something else that I need to get done around here, so that's cool. So anyway, there's all the unboxings and things that I wanted to do. I appreciate everybody still sticking around with the channel. I know I haven't been around much, but as Halloween draws near, we're going to get some more cool stuff to talk about. So thanks for watching and sticking around with the Stranger Holiday Show.